the board. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, the rappers, see my turkey back there. So the rap fans are the rap fans, and you can do all this enigmatic sampling, and that's great. But I need new people, because that's how this culture moves forward. We can't just keep circling the drain. We got to bring more people in. So for me, when I sample, I like to make it as recognizable as possible.
That's also the curatorial impulse. I could say it's like someone who puts together these panels, someone who professionally works on museum exhibitions. Like there's a story you want to tell, but also you need to build bridges to all of those audiences and be like, here's a point of reference that will draw you into this story. Did you have anything on this one, Murs, or?
Yeah, I think hip hop it's a challenge when you take something and flip it, because you could be a biker. What I hate and love about this generation of hip hop now is that it doesn't exist. There's no way to fight it anymore. We've finally grown up, and it's like, oh, it's okay to be influenced by, and there's a lot more stealing and things like that. But I think it's anybody that's older and mad, it's like that's how our parents felt about James Brown. We took Funky Drummer, But we just, now they just take exactly, it's weird. But everything I am, and so many of us left of center, especially black kids, a lot is him. There was a lot of posturing, there was a lot of stuff that I was too old to be hearing. And then the boy Genius came. He's like, is this Christmas? Because everybody's rapping. I'm like, oh, that's so dope. And it's like, wow, he's having a sexual encounter in Only You, but he's kind of scared. And it's like, me too. And the vulnerability of Kwame was like, and then you get every rapper, it doesn't matter if it's Double K from People Understand. Everyone I met in my generation, he was, for us, like, oh, it's okay to be different. Oh, you can wear a polka dot. You don't have to be tough. Oh my God. Like it was phenomenal to me. And for me, the full circle moment was like, I get $500,000 from Warner Brothers to go record. And they're like, have you ever heard of Kwame? And I'm like, do you want to go record? I was like, at his house? And I'm like, oh my God. And then I get there, and I'm like, oh, he produced for Drew Hill. He did these platinum mega R&B hits, and no one knows. And he has a Porsche out in front of his house. And I'm like, oh my God. I used to come to sessions like in cowboy boots and basketball shorts. I'm a nerd. And then I'm like, I'm not knowing what to expect. And then I get to his basement, and there's toys. He spent all his platinum money on toys. And I felt so validated. And, but all of it is a lot from his influence. I get choked up, but that was really important to us. And I don't know who on that record label, even to my final album that hasn't come out yet, like I am writing, and I use a line from Only You in the song, and the producer doesn't know what I'm quoting. He has no idea. And then he's like, man, these drums sound just like this Kwame song. I was like, I know, because I rapped that style, and then you built the drums, because he just had the loop. And it was just like, it's ethereal, it's still, there's some like comedy, there's still here a magic and sorcery to it, but he is like Gandalf, like he's the original,
Let's put this right here. I want to go to the toy room, so I'm coming to your house. I have a Porsche though.
Actually, and James, visually, in Shira, there's a lot of elements, again, that are things that are recognizable but flipped in a new way. Like, whether it's a platformer video game, the martial arts, the manga elements, but using that language to tell a story that means something to you. And James, in a lot of your visual work, obviously Mad Villain, but also in a lot of the other videos you've done, a lot of the work that you've done, it's taking those visual cues, those visual samples of like, here's this piece of culture, and using that again as a reference point to build your own work on.
I think building off of what Murs just said about the sampling, see kids all the time on Instagram or whatever, just taking our, just literally, I think it's awesome. I mean, they might be selling a t-shirt or something like that, but like, no, just like, go with it and make it, please make it something more than that. But I see a lot more of that. I think it's great. I mean, I have no complaints. I'm never gonna be a person who's gonna just, do the law for it and go after people for that.
How does it feel to walk around and see all the Matt Dillon fan art down there?
You know, I hope the estate of Mr. Dumile gets something, but other than that, I think the art sampling is it's awesome. It's great. I'm thrilled with some copies. So please.
All of the things that I do in all my art, even the Shiro logo is inspired by hip hop. Like I literally used to sit there and just look at the album covers. And I'm obsessed with fonts. So I'm always kind of figuring out like, okay, what am I gonna use for this? But for the Shiro logo, like the end of it is like a target. And that means something. Like always like Amazon means ABC, my logo means something. So at the end of it, it's a target because black women are always targeted for things, not necessarily the stereotypical things. So we're changing that. We're being targeted for something great, which is the thing.
Thank you. And since, as ever, this conversation starts and then is almost over, there's one last thing, Kwame, I'll let you take this one, but this is a nice sort of circular thing. We've gone through the toys, we've gone through these action figures, and I told you about, not the beginning of the story, but the ground zero of the story, Eric or Rapid Max Robot. And I'm going to share a glimpse here that you can tell us something about.
Okay. So Rapid Max, like Patrick was saying, Rapid Max was the first hip hop comic book. It was created by graphic artist, graffiti artist Eric Orr, with help and inspiration by Keith Haring. And
yeah, Keith Haring funded
yes,
the first issue of Rapid Max
yes.
Robot. I've shared that story, but there's the archetypal story of Eastman and Laird create Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles based on, the things they love. They get a grant from their uncle to print
Yes,
out a few
yes.
hundred copies and sell it out of the trunk of a car.
Yeah.
Eric Orr at the same thing, a few hundred miles south in New York instead of up in Boston,
Yeah.
did the same thing with Rapid Max Robot, only instead of his uncle, he went to Keith Haring, who bought an ad on the back cover
Yeah.
and funded the first hip hop
Yeah,
comic.
yeah, and that comic book is a piece of history. It's a piece of hip hop history. It's a piece of comic book history. It's a piece of pop art history. So I have a company called LBO. I am a part of a company called LBO. We are making toys, like real toys, and the first thing we wanted to do was represent that history by bringing Rapid Max to life. That's the prototype that you're seeing right there.
Yeah, and check that QR code that will sign you up
Yeah.
to be notified when this is ready for production.
Yes. Yes. We'll be showing it at Comic-Con this coming July. So.
Oh, so you'll be there.
Yes.
Hey, so what? You want to be on camera?
I would love to be on
Okay.
camera. We can actually show the thing for real. But it's just, I think for me, it's a give back to what's given me so much. Really, like just that all those cultures combined are encapsulated in Rapid Max, the Rapid Robot. So stay tuned. It should be like super soon. And I don't want to blow any release dates up, but it's coming within 2024, early 2025, the latest. So yeah, stay tuned.
Fantastic.
Stay tuned. I mean.
Well, thank you. We are at time. As ever, you can find us wandering around the show floor. You can probably find us out in the hallway immediately after this if you have burning questions, because we didn't have time for a Q&A because, I talk a lot. I like people who talk a lot also, which is good. But thank you for supporting this program and this topic, these cultures for so long. And with any luck, we'll see you in San Diego in July. And back here next year at WonderCon. Thanks to the panelists. Thank you all.